Hey guys, right here with the Red Podcast YouTube and Instagram channel. Okay, I have a topic today. The topic will be what's the worst uh, broken up experience that you've had? Whether someone broke up with you or you broke up with someone. And I will start. I will start by sharing my worst experience. I don't even know if it's worst. Well, it was worse because it was my first one. Was when I was 21, 20 years ago, exactly. And just to note, this girl moved on. Actually, stayed with the guy, which that's kind of a spoiler. And they got married and had kids, so it actually worked out. So even though she went about the wrong way, she made the right choice. I was 21. I was engaged with this girl. Gave her the ring, all the good stuff. And at that time, work was very slow, so I got laid off. And as I was going to a work agency, I got off at the wrong exit, an exit before. And that exit actually went to her ex-boyfriend's house and to my sister's house. And I got off at that exit, and I went with my mother, with my mama. And I told my mom, like, that's weird. Like, why did I exit here? Like, this is not the right exit. The right exit is the following one. And she's like, I don't know, but I mean, you're got off the freeway, so just go on the street. I'm like, all right, well, makes sense. And as I drove past her boyfriend's house, her car was parked right outside the apartment building. And I stopped. I told my mom, like, you know what? That's her car. And she's here. And my mom's a sweetheart. She's still trying to justify, this girl. And she's like, no, 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 stop thinking that, stop having bad thoughts. And, she's probably here with a friend, or, I mean, she probably parked there, but she's probably in a different house or apartment building. I'm like, no, when you have that gut feeling that you're like, no, no one can really talk you out of what you feel. And so we waited because at that time my sister had gotten her a job where she used to work. And I'm like, all right, well, she has to go to work. So, with that being said, she has to leave here to go to her house, change, get ready, and head to work and go in at the time that she had to go in. So, we waited probably about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes maybe. Like I said, it's 20 years ago, so I don't remember the exact time. And sure enough, she walks out with the guy, with what I thought was her ex boyfriend. They're holding hands, and she had her little sister with her. And and man, you know what? Even now, I still trip out because the audacity of women women not wanting to be blamed for their fuck ups or their mistakes. She's like, "It's your fault. It's your fault." I'm like, "Tell me how's my fault." She's like, "No, it's just this." I'm like, "You cannot just say it's your fault without having a reason." So that's kind of what happened, and then I stayed. I actually stood there with the guy, and I mean, I have nothing against this guy. I mean, I mean, he also didn't know what was going on. He kind of had suspicions, but not really knew 100%. In which I also had suspicions because she went to visit me once, dressed as if she was headed or coming from a club, where she never dressed that way. She was always very low key, sneakers, jeans, t-shirt, whatever. And this time she came, I think, with some boots and like some, I don't remember exactly, but I think there was some kind of like go-go boots or some kind of stripper boots or something. And her hair was all made up. She wore makeup. She would never wear makeup. And then I'm like, where are you coming from? And she's like, oh no, I'm coming from a friend's house, but I'm headed home. I just came to say hi. She stopped for probably about like 2 minutes maybe, and then she left. But a my best friend at that time knew a guy that I also knew, but he wasn't really my friend. And that guy had told me prior to this, like, hey, I heard from around the way that they've been seeing them together. I'm like, nah, it's just people talking shit. And he's like, all right, I'm just telling you. I think he said my brother seen them together, out eating or something or hanging out with, other friends. And I didn't believe it. And when that happened, like going back to how the story was going, I stood there with the guy, and then he's like, nah, 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 fuck that bitch, this and that, this and that. I'm like, dude, you're gonna stay with her. I mean, she's gonna come back to you, and you're gonna stay with her. So like, why even call her names? Nah, she's a bitch, fucking cheater, this and that. I'm like, oh well, anywho. I'm like, anywho. So I told the guy, I'm like, you know what? We were engaged until now. Like obviously I'm not dealing with this shit. So, she's all yours. And sure enough, I mean, there's more to the story after that. That's a different video if I decide to share it. But that's I guess that's kind of how it ended up being my worst breakup. And surprising enough, I got over it pretty quick, super quick. Actually, that same day, I don't know, just I'm not sure because the way it happened, I was just like, you know what, the hell with this. Like, it really, even though it sucked the way it happened, it didn't really even really hurt my feelings. I was like, well, that's just what it is. I don't know if it had something to do with age, you know, or like I said, how it happened, or something else. But I was like, oh well, fuck, that's the. I mean, like that just happened, so just move on, and that's it. There's a little bit more after that, but I'm not sure if I want to share that yet. All right, so if anyone can share their worst breakup, or or any interesting story, let me know. Comment or email me at the red podcast 01 at gmail.com, and explain to me how things happen, and I'll elaborate on one of my videos. I'll tell the story. Don't say names, or even if you do say names, I will not say names unless you ask me to. But I try not to, throw people under the bus. Okay. Like I said, unless you want me to. If this person was an asshole or did you wrong, then I'll throw them under the bus. I will gladly do that. All right. So talk to you guys later. Subscribe, like, comment, follow me on my Instagram channel page. I mean, on my Instagram page and YouTube channel. And I will talk to you guys later. The Red Podcast, YouTube, and Instagram. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.